We'll start right here. A fast food chain closing their doors on more than 400 restaurants by the end of the year. A lot of folks saying, what's going on? We're talking about Burger King. They've grown in popularity around the world, but they've struggled with bankruptcies in states from two big franchises closing. So they are also not uncommon, with the CEO having a history of several hundred locations that were closing every single year. As of now, Burger King has slightly less than 7,000 U.S. locations. So basically, a lot of Burger King locations are closing. The majority of them seem to be owned by two separate companies.
Right.
But they happen to have a lot of bankruptcies, apparently, that happen within that company. So it seems like mismanagement or something.
It's got to be something. Remember here, we had a story that one of our reporters did about people not getting their paychecks and finding out they were getting let go, and shock, and had no alternative, and some being transferred to other stores. But Burger King is going through a lot of changes. If you don't have the staff and the service suffers, and then people stop coming, and then you lose money, and you come out of a pandemic, and it's so many things that are against this franchise working that I don't know. Burger King has a special place in my heart because that was my high school job.
Aww.
I can make a Whopper in 34 seconds.
Ooh.
Thank you very much.
Extra cheese?
Yeah, if you need a cheese on there, I got you
covered.
Okay,
you got me covered.
But me and my guy, we loved working there, but it's sad.
Yeah, absolutely. I just consider Burger King to be one of those American staples, though. Like McDonald's, Burger King. You know what I mean?
They were usually across the street from each other, right?
I felt like they were just kind of like synonymous. Like they were always going to be around. They've closed both of them in my little neighborhood area, which is disappointing because I love those croissant sandwiches.
Oh, those are nice.
You'll hate that I call it this. The long chicken sandwich. That's what I call it. I don't know what it's called. Is it the original or the original? The long chicken sandwich.
Steve knows what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I have
they
no
always
idea. Long chicken.
But I hear other people call it that as well.
It is shaped that way, though.
Yeah, the long chicken sandwich.
That's a McDonald's person saying that, because McDonald's chicken sandwiches just. Yeah. Let's talk about media entrepreneur and businessman who's done very well for himself. Who's from here? Byron Allen. He has filed the second lawsuit against McDonald's, claiming that the fast food chain is refusing to advertise on Black-owned media. Now, Allen says he would know if McDonald's were honoring their pledge, which they made to Black-owned media, because his media group represents, get this, more than 90% of Black-owned media in this country. He says he relied on McDonald's pledge when seeking new business for the company, only to be rebuffed. He is asking for $100 million plus punitive damages. Now, Allen's case is in addition to his $10 billion lawsuit saying that McDonald's their ad practices amount to racial stereotyping that violated federal and California civil rights laws. So this is the second lawsuit he's coming to them with. And he says that he owns 90% of all African-American owned media, and he is doing very well. They pledged that 5 to 10% of the advertising dollars that they put out would go to minority ownership. And Byron Allen says, how can you do that and not have ads on my platforms?
Right.
Which you'd have to do it on purpose to not have ads with him, it seems. But we shall see. Because, it's BET, but a black person doesn't own BET yet.
Right.
Yet. So if you're going to put an ad on Black-owned, then you kind of have to go through Byron at some point.
And that's what he's saying. He's like, well, I would have seen you coming in the door. Hasn't happened yet.
And his shows are on stations all over the country.
Yeah.
They really are. So I'm interested to see how the government, meaning legislation, how they fall on this subject matter, because this is one that it's a lot of money you're talking about. And if he wins, wow.
Yeah, wow is right.
Wow.
In terms of, but he's doing so much for the community with his money, that would also be interesting also just to see where he goes with it.
Because he doesn't need the money. He can take that money and funnel it right into
he's making money.
Something great, yeah.